Hello and welcome to another Dell SonicWALL video tutorial. My name is MG Sriramaya, Senior Tech Support Engineer SonicWALL. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to open HTTP port on a SonicWALL next generation firewall. To open HTTP port in the Dell SonicWALL firewall, we must create an address object for the private IP of the web server, create an access rule to allow traffic, create an NAT policy to translate and forward traffic. In this example, the web server has been assigned a private IP address of 192.168.168.100. The SonicWALL X1 WAN interface is configured with an IP address of 192.168.170.51. Remote users must access the web server from the outside using the WAN interface IP address. We will start the process by logging into the SonicWALL management interface, which I've already done here. To create an address object, under Network, click on Address Objects. Here we will create an address object for the private IP address of the web server. Under View Style, select Radio button Custom Address Objects. Click on the Add button and enter a name for this object. We will call it Web Server Private. In the Zone field, select LAN as a zone. This is because the web server is located on the LAN. Since we are creating an address object for one IP address, we set the type to host. In the IP address field, we enter the private IP address of the server. Click on Add to finish creating the address object. Click on Close. Here we see the address object we just created. Since the public IP is the WAN interface IP of the SonicWALL, an address object already exists, so we need not create one. To see the default address object for the X1 IP, go to the top, select Default Address Object View Style, and scroll down to the Address Objects section. Here is the default address object for the X1 IP. Next, we will create an access rule to allow traffic. Go to Firewall Access Rules. From the matrix, select From as WAN and To as LAN. The access rule you see there is the default access rule denying all access from the WAN to the LAN. To create an allow rule above this default deny rule, click on Add. In the Add Rule window, by default action would be set to allow. The From and To fields would also be auto-populated. Set the source port as any. Under Service, select HTTP from the drop-down list. Set the source as any. Under Destination, select X1 IP from the drop-down list. The remaining fields can be left as they are. Click Add to create this access rule. When done, click on Close. You can see the access rule we just created is above the default deny rule and therefore takes higher priority. Now we will create a NAT policy to translate incoming packets and forward it to the web server. Under Network, click on NAT Policies. On this page, set the view style to Custom Policies. Click on the Add button. In the Add NAT Policies window, set the original source as any. Set the translated source as original. Under Original Destination, select X1 IP. Under Translated Destination, select the address object we created earlier, Web Server Private. Under Original Service, select HTTP. Under Translated Service, select Original. Now set the inbound interface as X1 and the outbound interface can be left at any. You can enter some comment to identify this NAT policy. Make sure Enable NAT Policy checkbox is enabled. Click on Add to create the NAT policy. Now click on Close. This concludes the port forwarding configuration. We now require to test the configuration by connecting to 192.168.170.51 using a web browser from the WAN side of the SonicWALL. I'm on a PC on the WAN side of the SonicWALL now. To access the web server, open a web browser and enter the SonicWALL's X1 IP. For this tutorial, we enter http://192.168.170.51 and we get a test page. Congratulations, you have successfully configured and tested port forwarding on your Dell SonicWALL firewall. Thank you for watching this video. To learn more about how to open ports, visit sonicwall.com. For more video tutorials, visit dellsoftware.com/support.